guys, I hope you're doing well. Today I will be working on the hexagon room, which was probably one of my favorite projects. I really liked the way it turned out and my daughters absolutely loved it, which was the point. So yeah, I didn't think I would be doing this so early, but this video is about once you've done something like this, how to cover it up. So, and it's not fun. So my daughters actually want this in their new room. We'll be thinking of a different way of doing that. The first step in making all this go away is sandpaper. As you can see, the adding of more layers of paint actually created ridges from where the tape was. So if you were to just paint over it, you would have all one color, yes, but then you would still see the pattern of the hexagons still. So, sandpaper. Sandpaper is the first step. And yes, it will take a while, but you need to sand out those lines as best as you can so that when you feel over them, you can't feel the ridge. And there is a ridge from the layers of paint. I first started using these sanding blocks. Actually, this one I had cut to make it a little bit smaller. And I did not really like these for this application. So the best thing was sheets of sandpaper. And this is 120 grit paper. And basically, been pulling pieces off and using my little sanding block because it actually works very well, and just wrapping it and then going to town. And because this gets a little bit messy and you're basically making little paint particles, you gotta protect your lungs. So don't forget safety. So just sand back and forth gently over that ridge to make it go away. And if you have smooth walls, I envy you. And yeah, it's a much easier process. If you have a texture, which I do, I have orange peel texture, you will take off part of the texture. There's no way to get around that. It's just gonna happen. So I'll show you what to do later, what I need to do to correct that. But hey, if you have smooth walls, all you have to do is smooth out that line and you're like good to go. This is what the wall looks like after I've sanded, and now I'm just gonna go over it with a damp cloth to get all the remaining residue off so I can prepare for the next step. Now that the wall's clean, I just taped up some plastic tarp that I cut to cover just a little bit of that sidewall that I don't want affected. And now's the point where we are going to put the texture back on the parts that we sanded off and hide what's remaining of the lines. And to do that, I am going to be using it's spray wall texture. So we'll see how this works out. I used a different brand for the other room, but it was kind of difficult to press down on the nozzle. So this one looked a little bit more user-friendly, so we'll see how it goes. And on this one, you can vary how much comes out. It's best to practice on something first, especially because the first parts that come out seem to be a little drippy and it's not ready yet. So you kind of want to get that out and everything working first and practice. And it says go in circular motion, so you have to remember to do that. The walls have been all textured now, and I will say that the spray texture I used, I did not like it as well as the Sherwin-Williams one that I had used. This one was super stinky. I wasn't able to do the two walls at once. I only did one wall and I had to take a break because it stunk so bad in here with the window open. So probably won't use that again. But the Sherwin-Williams one, it was a little harder to spray, but definitely not as stinky. So I'd stick with that one. Okay, next step is priming it or using a paint and primer. The room's complete. I put 2 coats
of paint on the pattern part of the wall just to make sure that you couldn't see the color. But after I put the texture on in the paint, you cannot tell that there were ever hexagons on it. It just looks like a regular textured wall. So very good. Nobody will ever know that this once was a little girl's room that had hexagons all over it. So hopefully this helps if you have a pattern on your wall or stencils that you've been trying to hide or get rid of. This is pretty much the only way I could find to make that go away, and you just have to retexture the wall. But it's not all that difficult. You can do it, and it looks brand new right after. So good luck, and I hope this was helpful. And let me know if you do try this and it works out for you. Thanks, and see you next time. Bye.